What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lucas, and today we've got some major reactions coming straight from ESPN. The Cleveland Browns have officially named Todd Monken as their new head coach, and let's just say the sports world is not exactly celebrating this move. On top of that, the debate explodes over Bill Belichick shockingly not being a first ballot Hall of Famer, a decision that has analysts fired up. Let's break down the strongest takes, biggest criticisms, and what all of this could mean for the NFL moving forward.
Todd Monken as their next head football coach. So let's react to the Browns now having a new head football coach in place. Again, that is Todd Monken. Okay. We see Stephen A's reaction.
Let them go right quick.
Go ahead.
We see Stephen A's reaction. Of course, Todd Monken was the Ravens offensive coordinator the last couple of years. He will now move about in the AFC North, go to the Browns, and be their head coach. Swagoo, your reaction? You okay?
See, man, I'm an advocate for coaches that are good, and I'm not saying Todd Monken isn't good, but I'm an advocate for coaches, for black coaches as well. And these are the examples right here of why we always have to have this conversation in these hiring cycles. Because Anthony Weaver is out there and Brian Flores is out there, and you got guys that have been in this league doing a tremendous job for a long time. Todd Monken was coaching in college 3 years ago with Georgia. And he came to Baltimore, and I'm not, no shade. He did a solid job with Lamar Jackson and that offense, and they did great things. But I also have to take a step back and realize that this is the Cleveland Browns. And this is what the Browns are. That's why I was like, why Myles Garrett requested a trade? And I was like, probably should do that, Myles. And I know they threw a lot of money at him, but at the end of the day, that is what this franchise is. There is nothing about hiring Todd Monken, as we come off Mike McCarthy, that tells the Cleveland Browns fans that we are in a win now mode and we are changing our stripes and trying to figure out a new way to go about this thing. And I don't like doing this because I don't like raining on the parade. These coaches want head jobs. They work hard, they put the hours in, but our job is to give an opinion about all of this stuff that happens. So Todd Monken becoming the head coach in Cleveland does nothing to make me think that the Cleveland Browns are going to be a better football team. Right. And it also brings me to the young pedigree in the NFL that has done a good job, that has had opportunities, not been in the ideal situations, not getting opportunities to go and coach in a place that needs a reinvigoration. Go ahead, Stephen A. and Mad Dog.
I want to give this to Mad Dog real quick because we got a break before the top of the hour. So go ahead, Mad Dog, real quick. We got about a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I disagree with Steve on McCarthy. We can do that later. I'm with you, too. I don't know how Monken gets this job. 8-9 last year, of course, in Baltimore. Stefanski's a better offensive coach than he is. You want to bring in, Flores or Chris Shula? Bring in Jim Schwartz. I mean, let him be the head. Just a great defensive coordinator. Got the best defense in the league. Promote him. Let him be the head coach. I'm with you guys 100%. I wouldn't hire Monken, too.
The immediate reaction to Todd Monken's hiring feels more confusion than excitement. Analysts question whether this move signals a true win-now mentality for Cleveland, especially when other experienced candidates were available. Some even argued the Browns are simply repeating the same organizational patterns that have kept them stuck for years, making decisions that don't inspire confidence from fans, players, or the league.
By the way, just as an aside before we go to commercial break, isn't this, only need a nod, yes or no, isn't this the same offensive coordinator that forgot on numerous occasions to give Derrick Henry the ball?
Yeah.
Ain't that the guy?
Correct.
Ain't this the guy? I'm just saying. You got to be kidding me. Go ahead.
So with the hiring in Cleveland now, there are 2 head coaching vacancies left. The Cardinals and the Raiders. As Todd Monken becomes the next head football coach of the.
I want to respect my elders, Mr. Bill Polian. Sit down. Just don't say anything. You don't 100% recall whether you voted for him or not, but you recall everything else you said and what you didn't say. But you didn't recall whether you voted for the man. So you remember everything surrounding the subject, but you don't remember whether or not you actually voted for him 100%. That's the most asinine thing that I've heard in quite some time. Sit down. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I'm not going to be disrespectful to my elders, okay? My mama was watching me from above. I'm trying to be nice, but this is ridiculous, okay? Now let me say this to everybody about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We should boycott that bad boy. Nobody should show up. Nobody should want to go into that Hall of Fame if Bill Belichick ain't in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. 6 championships as a head coach, 8 overall, 2 as a defensive coordinator, universally recognized as arguably the greatest coach in the history of football. And if you don't definitively feel that way, it clearly is a discussion. There is no reason on earth that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I know T.O. got robbed as a wide receiver. That shouldn't have happened, by the way, okay? What are you going to do next? If it's going to be because of Spygate, if it's going to be because of Deflategate, are you going to use that excuse to keep Tom Brady out as a first ballot Hall of Famer next? I'm telling you right now, there are certain things that are so egregious, it stinks to the high heavens that you could do something like this to this man. I don't give a damn that he was a bit truculent with the media. I don't care that he wasn't the most inviting person in the world. His credentials are his credentials. In this country, in the world, your resume is supposed to matter. He did it on an elite level. And oh, by the way, remember the whole Spygate thing that was going on? Wasn't it?
Another major angle in the discussion focused on missed opportunities. Names like Brian Flores and Anthony Weaver were mentioned as proven coaches who deserve stronger consideration, reigniting the ongoing conversation about hiring diversity. In the NFL, beyond that, critics pointed out Monken's offensive decisions in Baltimore, including moments where Derrick Henry was underutilized, raising doubts about whether he is the leader capable of transforming a struggling franchise.
Immediately after that they went undefeated for the regular season and then went to the Super Bowl before losing to the New York Giants. Didn't they go like 17-0 before losing in the Super Bowl, basically to show the world, oh, y'all think we cheated? We cheat now while we're busting your living ass every week rather? That's what they were doing until they ran into the New York Giants and they were sacking or they were pressuring the hell out of Tom Brady. This is a disgraceful decision. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anybody should want to be in a Hall of Fame. Because what kind of Hall of Fame do you have if you can find a justification to omitting and keeping out the greatest coach arguably in the history of the sport, who is an 8-time champion? He has to use both hands to put the championship rings on his fingers. That's the guy you keep out of the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. It's a disgrace, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Nobody should want to show up to the Hall of Fame if Bill Belichick can't be in there as a first ballot.
Doggy?
100% right. Stephen hit it right on the head. And Van Natta and Wickersham did a wonderful job with this. My overall theme is really following. Who made Bill Polian the conscience of the NFL Hall of Fame? Bill Polian? I mean, nonsense. He's been a Kraft supporter forever. He loves Kraft, and he doesn't like Belichick because obviously Spygate happened against, and Deflategate, a lot of it happened against the Colts when he ran. Polian was there forever. He won 1 Super Bowl in 50 years. His team got destroyed year after year when he was in Buffalo. He had Manning forever, and he won 1 time. And Bill Polian, now he's going to tell Van Natta last night, well, I don't remember who I voted for. Well, it's 2 weeks ago. What do you mean you don't remember who you voted for? Polian's a fraud with this whole situation, and Steve hit it right on the bet. What they did is they made the Hall of Fame about not who got in, but who didn't get in. So for the next, whatever it might be, January, we make the announcement. Next July, everybody's just going to talk about where's Belichick. How is Bill Belichick not in the Hall of Fame? And the voters who have no guts whatsoever. This is not nuclear physics or some major project with the United States. Put your name to it. If you didn't vote for Belichick, put your name to it. Show us why. Explain why we didn't vote for Belichick for this, that, and the other. Put your name to it. Show some guts. Don't hide behind, well, this is secret. No, it's not. It's a sports. It's not secret. And furthermore, think about this for a second. You think that Belichick, Kraft, who thinks he's going to get in this year after he did 14 years of campaigning with Stacey James, which drove everybody crazy. Do you think that Kraft wants to celebrate in July with Belichick? And Kraft and Polian are tight as thick as thieves, the both of them. Thick as thieves.
The Browns hiring Todd Monken feels less like a bold step forward and more like a decision wrapped in uncertainty. When a coaching hire generates skepticism instead of optimism, it immediately puts pressure on both the coach and the organization. Cleveland desperately needs stability and direction, but reactions like these suggest the franchise still hasn't convinced the football world that it knows exactly where it's headed. At the same time, the criticism highlights a bigger truth about today's NFL. Expectations are higher than ever. Teams aren't judged solely on results anymore. They're judged on vision. Fans want to believe their franchise is building towards something meaningful, and highs that feel uninspiring can quickly drain that belief before a single game is played. The Belichick debate only reinforces how emotional and political football honors can become. When a figure with a resume that legendary is questioned, it forces people to reconsider what the Hall of Fame truly represents, minus greatness on the field, personal reputation, or the narratives voters choose to prioritize. Either way, the backlash proves that legacy in sports is never as straightforward as statistics alone. One thing is certain, both stories will continue to echo throughout the league. Monken now carries the weight of proving doubters wrong, while the Hall of Fame faces scrutiny over its credibility. And in the NFL, where perception can shake reality almost overnight, the next chapter will be written not in debates, but on the field.